Hey, it's studio time. The Locals Lounge at Radio 94.9. Send your band submissions to Nate at radio949colorado.com.
And welcome back to Studio 94.9. It's the Locals Lounge at Radio 94.9. Nate Wild with you again, and I got our guest joining me today. It is Sean Lamborn from The Longest Day of the Year, 1, and his solo project is called TMULE. Welcome, man.
Hey, thanks for having me in today. Appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming. Yeah. Now let's start off just introducing me and the listeners to you. Okay. Longest Day of the Year. Just give me a quick little bio if you could.
Okay. So my solo name is TMULE, the project that I've been doing a little bit more recently, and it's what I've been using as my stage name or whatever since about 2000 or so. I've been using that as my stage name, and then I was living in Ann Arbor, lived in Boston, played music there as well, and then moved to Boulder. And once I was in Boulder, started meeting up with people, playing a lot more music with a band. And for a little bit, we went under TMULE as well, and then we ended up changing it to The Longest Day of the Year.
Okay.
Named after one of our songs. And so we've been working on Longest Day of the Year as a project since 2008, I think. And then, so we've been rolling under that name, and then we have a couple members who are living in Michigan, so we don't have as much time, obviously, to get together and play, and plus I'm a father and have an amazing family that I like to spend time with, so I've just been working on stuff more by myself in my spare time without trying to force everybody into a schedule, which can be very difficult.
Right.
And then, so I've just kind of been using TMULE again, and that's why I just released this 4-song CD as TMULE with some different people that aren't in The Longest Day of the Year, some other people I've been wanting to work with for a while.
All right, very cool. Tell me how you personally got into music.
Oh, man. I was always a big fan of music, always loved music, but the thing that really got me playing music and more excited to play music was going to family gatherings. We used to go to family gatherings in New York at my grandparents' house and stuff. And I had a cousin who was really into just getting around a bonfire and playing music. And so he, sitting there singing songs that everybody knew, that kind of stuff, really got me fired up about playing and learning a lot of cover songs. And now I don't really play. I still have a handful of cover songs, but it's usually songs that people don't know now, or not that nobody knows, but not the classics. But that's kind of what got me really started in playing a lot more, was just being able to have fun with family members and having sing-alongs and entertaining ourselves.
So just started learning to do that kind of thing, and then just caught the bug. And
I think like probably a lot of people around my age, I was listening to a lot of Pearl Jam and that kind of stuff, a lot of the grunge or alt rock, and that writing, was really interesting to me. And their songs were really interesting to me, and the simplicity of, some of them are very difficult to play. The band Longest Day of the Year, we have played Pearl Jam 10 on a couple occasions.
The whole thing?
Yes.
Wow.
The whole thing straight through. And it seems simple when you listen to it. We never thought it was so hard, but if you go back and listen to the changes, and there's just some weird stuff on there, and it's a pretty hard one, but some of the more simple songs, like Black and just Elderly Woman Behind the Counter, that all those songs really made me want to write music.
Okay.
And so I just kind of started writing music. And at that time in my life too, I was also listening to a lot of country music, like Garth Brooks and stuff.
Okay, really?
And so that you can kind of hear that in some of my music, the country side of things.
Yeah.
But not pop country
right.
by any means. Back in the day, I listened to a lot of pop country and a lot of Nirvana and Pearl Jam and everything, and that it just all came together, and tried to write some songs, and that's kind of how it all came together, really. When I think I started writing songs really in eighth grade somewhere.
Okay, yeah.
Trying to write songs.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. The grunge and the pop country of the 90s.
Yes, it's and the pop country of the 90s is a lot different than the pop country today as well.
True. Very true.
But yeah.
Right on, man.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to play a tune.
Okay.
This song is called House. Can you tell me about this one real quick?
Yeah, this song, this is one of those songs. It's more about just trying to live with the decisions you make in your life and having to deal with yourself on an everyday basis and the things that you do. And the hook at the end is, if I leave, will I come back at all? Which on the CD gets really kind of, there's dobro and bass and a whole drum kit, which is the only song on the CD with a whole drum kit. But it's it gets a little bit psychedelic, kind of crazy in there. Yeah, it's about just keeping yourself in check, I guess.
All right.
And so, yeah, I'll give it a try.
Let's give it a try. Once again, it's Sean Lamborn from The Longest Day of the Year. TMULE is the title of his solo project. And this tune is called House. Take it away.
Live on the banks of a river, but I ain't going in there no more. The waters run red with the blood of the dead, and the dreams wash up on the shore. I live on the edge of a wood, but I ain't going in there no more. The wolf's got my name on the tip of his tongue, and wine sweeter than ever before, ever before. If I leave, will I come back at all? Oh, I live in the house of transgression, 2 windows, dirt, soulful floor, walls bend and breathe with the life inside me, and a ghost always knocks on the door. Oh, if I leave, will I come back at all? If I leave, will I come back at all? If I leave, will I come back at all? If I leave, will I come back at all? If I leave, will I come back? If I leave, will I come back? If I leave, will I come back? If I leave, will I come back at all?
Yeah. Cool. Sean Lamborn, everybody. TMULE. That's on the TMULE disc, correct?
Yeah, that's the first song on that.
First song on the TMULE album, Wordless Lullabies. It's Studio 94.9, the Locals Lounge at Radio 94.9. So the first thing that came to mind, just listen to that tune. Steve Earle
Oh, yeah.
did an album where he played nothing but Townes Van Zandt tunes.
Okay, I know I've heard it before.
Okay.
But it's I think been a while.
And that was kind of what was like coming to mind for me. You know, it was a
Cool.
little Townsy, little dark kind of,
Yeah.
you know, country, if you
Yep.
will, kind of. But
country.
like the Steve Earle, like you've got that Steve Earle voice. That's
Thanks.
That's just what kind of came to mind.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Awesome.
when
I
heard
appreciate that. Yeah, that's I'm a librarian during the daytime, and I just
Oh.
ordered his new album. I can't remember the name, but he's got a new one coming out. But
that. Okay.
yeah, and
Cool. Well,
Townes Van Zandt's pretty impressive.
I love Townes
Amazing.
Van Zandt. Yeah, yeah. Who would you say some of your musical influences are? You mentioned, you know, the grunge stuff and the
Yep.
Garth Brooks, but as far as like a player, who of anybody else that comes to mind?
Jason Molina, Magnolia Electric Company.
Okay.
Jason Molina started off as Songs Ohio was the name of his project, and he was just a folk singer. And then he was doing it for a long time, and was the songwriter. You know.
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah.
Not most people don't listen to him and might not understand everything, but the songwriters like Glenn Hansard from I can't remember the name of that. What's that movie where they make the record? I can't remember.
I don't know.
But there's that. Him and his wife made a movie about making a record. He was a street singer in like Ireland.
Okay.
And he has a whole album of Jason Molina songs, and a lot of songwriters listen to a lot of him. And Magnolia Electric Company was his band that he got later, 2002 or 3. They wrote an album under Songs Ohio named Magnolia Electric Company, and then they just changed their name to that. And they're amazing, all amazing musicians. And so I listen to them a lot. When I was writing this album, it probably doesn't come out, but I was just obsessed at that point with the last Queens of the Stone Age.
Oh, really?
Album.
Yeah, nice.
I was listening to that like nonstop. It doesn't sound like it in the songs,
I didn't hear any
but
Queens.
no. You're not gonna get that vibe, but maybe in the lyrically more.
Okay,
I
yeah.
mean, most of my stuff is oftentimes dark in a way, but yeah, that was in my car radio a lot.
I love Queens of the Stone Age.
Oh man, I can't wait for their new album. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
And they just put out a picture a couple weeks ago or something. That's all they put
They're
out.
being cryptic?
Yeah, they're just like, here's a
okay.
picture. It's just the O or the Q, you know, the O with the big lightning bolt in it.
Yeah,
so the Q.
yeah.
But it's just different colors than the last time. And then it just says 25 or something.
They've got
Coming
some-
25.
They've got something going on.
Yeah. And so those two things I listen to a lot. There's a music collective out of Michigan called Earthwork Music.
Okay.
They're sort of like a record label, but more of a collective, and they just all work together and put on shows together. And I don't know how many people are in it, but a lot of those bands have really influenced me. It's a lot of folk music, and some of it's old timey, and some of it's even more rock and roll nowadays. But there's a band called Steppin' in It that really influenced my songwriting, and their bass player Dominic is Jack White's bass player.
Oh, really?
Now, yeah, Dominic is fantastic, and the songwriter and the singer for Steppin' in It his name is Joshua Davis, and he was, I think, the 3rd place on The Voice a couple years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he's a total folk singer. He sang like Paul Simon songs,
Yeah.
Bob Dylan songs, and the band songs and stuff.
Yeah,
on The
cool.
Voice. So it was pretty cool to see that. So yeah, they've been a big influence on me, and and that's a lot of the people on this new CD are people from the Earthwork Collective.
Oh, really? Okay.
I think almost everybody except for the trumpet player is a local guy named Paul Maley, and he's
Oh, I know Paul Maley.
okay, yeah, from Equally Challenged.
Yeah,
and
totally.
I think he plays with Whiskey Blanket sometimes. So yeah, he plays on the second song. He does a giant crescendo with trumpets and flugelhorn, and it sounds amazing.
Nice.
He did a great job. He
Very
came
cool.
in with all the sheet music, and we just were like, "Can you just play some notes?" And he just
Yeah.
like filled it out. It's really good. I was
Huh.
really excited about what he added to it.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, right on, man. The next one off the same record is called 6. Can you tell me about this tune?
6 is every anniversary that me and my wife have every year. When me and my wife have an anniversary, I try my hardest to write her a song for our
Okay.
anniversary gift.
Nice.
Which I also buy her something. I also
that's a
get
good
her
gift,
something.
though.
But yeah,
Doing a song is a really good gift.
There's a lot of songwriters who get angry at me for saying that I do that. But they're like, don't give my wife any ideas.
Right.
But
yeah, pressure.
this one, it's a lot of pressure on me, but it makes me do the work,
Yeah.
I've got a deadline and I've got a year to do it. And
Yeah.
sometimes I come out with 20 ideas and I'm still struggling the last few days. But this one I came up with it pretty quick, musically, and then the lyrics took a little bit of time on top of it, which is off, I sometimes write the words first and then write music around it, but write the words in my head with music. But this one was our 6th anniversary song, and it didn't really have a great title in the song, so I just called it 6.
Oh,
So
interesting.
and now I'm working on number 8, so I
Okay.
have till August 1st to get number 8 going. So
have you started it?
I have a bunch of ideas. Yeah,
Okay, all right.
I do have a lot of stuff in a notebook, but there's nothing solid yet. So
Yeah.
I think I have got some stuff going.
Cool.
We'll see, but yeah. So this one 6 is about just kind of it's where the Worldless Lullabies came from. The title of the CD. It's about going to sleep and how you kind of linger in limbo sometimes for a little while. And, hear noise, especially in the summertime when you have your windows open. I live pretty close to downtown Fort Collins, so we hear like the bands playing in the distance and all sorts of stuff. So it's kind of about being in that middle ground between awake and asleep. So,
Oh, very cool. Well, once again, it's Sean Lamborn, TMULE, his stage name, I guess, if you will. Longest Day of the Year, another one of his bands, and this is called 6. Take it away.
all right, this is 6. Still shaping the darkness, blend the absence of sound with your brush paint, the colors all around. And sometime too quiet, some quiet too loud. Be the sunshine, be the blue skies, be the clouds. Light shifts into shadows through the cities and towns as we fade in now. With white noise in the distance is the din of a crowd as we breathe in and out. Hear answers and echoes, worldless lullabies, dreaming triptychs, silent side by sides. Show visions on ribbon, end to end, and repeat. Be the willows, be branches, be the leaves. Shifts into shadows through the cities and towns as we fade in and out. With white noise in the distance, it's the din of a crowd as we breathe in and out. As we fade we breathe in and out, and we fade in and out.
TMULE. Sean Lamborn with 6. Studio 94.9. It's the Locals Lounge at Radio 94.9. TMULE is his stage name. It's Sean Lamborn. Now, tell me, you said TMULE was the name of your previous band that became Longest Day of the Year, correct?
Yeah, it was just me solo. TMULE was my nickname, so. And
Okay.
I've never been. I've been doing it a little bit more recently. So, if you if you happen to look me up and be like, he's lying, I never have been a fan of like seeing my own name on posters and stuff. I don't know why. I just didn't ever want that, and then I never wanted pictures of myself either.
Okay.
As promotion, and I don't know why. It's just something that I never wanted, especially when I first started. I was just most of my show posters were collages. I would spend hours just making collages.
Oh, cool.
Because I didn't have anything else to do.
Yeah.
Play guitar and work and make collages. And yeah, so that's what I did. I just didn't like my name out there, so I just used my nickname, which was TMULE. So
Okay. How'd you get that nickname?
okay, so I worked at a pizza place.
Okay.
I worked at a couple pizza places, but I worked at one in Kalamazoo during college, and all of our inventory was downstairs, and all of our selling went on upstairs, and prep was downstairs and everything. So we'd get these huge shipments, and we'd have to get them down to the basement every day, like 50-pound blocks of cheese and giant flour bags, and a lot of the stuff we could slide down. There was a just plywood slide that went down the stairs.
Okay.
Which is very dangerous when you're throwing 50-pound blocks of cheese down the stairs.
Yeah.
But we had to get it, we had to do all the prep and then bring it back upstairs for the most part. So one day I said to my supervisor at the time, who was a friend of mine, I said, we need a mule to do this because it's just carrying stuff for hours.
Yeah.
Pretty labor intensive for making pizza.
Yeah.
But and so he just looked at me and he said, "You are the mule." and then he started calling me the mule, not hey mule. It would be hey the mule.
Hey, the mule. Okay.
Hey the mule, come here and help me with this. Hey the mule, can you bring this to the table? So it was
Okay.
always the mule. And then one day he said, "Hey TMULE, can you clean this or whatever?" And then he looked at me, he stopped and looked at me and goes, "Did you see how much time I just saved by saying T instead of the?" So it just ended up being TMULE from then on.
Yeah.
And then when it came time when I started playing a lot more and getting out and even playing open mic nights or whatever, I just always went by TMULE.
Yeah.
And so when I started booking shows, it was under TMULE. Most of the time I was solo. I'd play with some people here and there. But most of the time I just did solo stuff. Yeah, and then that's when I got here. People have always also said like the dobro player Mark that's on the new album. He once told people at a music festival he had some prize of some sort. I can't remember, but he went to announce TMULE, and I was playing with people at that time. I can't remember even who it was. I think we just got together and threw together a band for that festival. And he just got up and said, "I'll give you whatever it was. I'll give you this if you can guess what T stands for in TMULE." And so a bunch of people guessed, and he's like, "Nope, it's thunder." And then we're standing on stage. We're like, "Thunder? What?"
It is now.
It's not thunder. So then thunder, and then once the longest day of the year started, somebody actually I met after starting the longest day of the year, somebody said, "Oh, I thought T stood for the longest day of the mule, and you were just the longest day of the year mule."
Okay.
Like, I don't know. So it's
Sort of, kind of.
it's ever changing, I guess. It's shifting, but yeah,
Cool.
that's TMULE.
That's a good story.
Ah,
I like that.
It's fun.
Nice.
Pretty ridiculous.
How about the longest day of the year? You said that was a song lyric?
That's a song. I don't even think I just handed you a few CDs, and I don't think the longest day of the year is on any of those.
so it's the title of the song.
It's the title of a song.
It is not.
It was one of the songs that we still play it as a band, and I'll play it. I kind of reworked it to do it solo, and did it in a different key.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've been playing that a little bit more recently in a different key, but it's a song we used to play a lot, and we still play it. But it was one of the first songs that our band learned, and
Okay.
we were on our way, playing under the name TMULE, we're on our way to a show with my old bass player Josh, who lives in Louisiana now, and we're trying to figure out a name. I think we're playing at I can't remember, somewhere in Denver. So we had to drive from Boulder, and we spent the whole time trying to think of it, and had spent days and weeks. And then he's like, "What about the longest day of the year?" And I was like, "Well, it's a long name, but that's fine with me. Let's do it." And so that kind of stuck.
Okay.
We just started using the longest day of the year, and now often get called the longest band name of the year. We get a lot of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't really fit on marquees very well.
Right. That is a problem. Yeah.
But whatever. So a lot of times you'll see it just TLDOTY.
Yeah.
Is the acronym. So, or not even acronym, just the initials, but
Yeah.
TLDOTY people call us.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Tootly people think it says
Tootly.
Tootly sometimes.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, we get a lot of that.
Right on. Right on.
Just keeping the name game alive.
Tootly. I like that
Tootly.
one. Yeah. That's my favorite. That's my favorite so far. Well, cool, man. The next tune, the final tune of the get together, it's called Edges. It's on this new record as well, Wordless Lullabies. Can you tell me about this one?
Oh, this one I haven't had to explain before. It's another one, a song about the choruses. I know my edges aren't even. I write a lot of stuff about time and memory. I have a really bad long-term memory. I don't remember a lot of childhood, and I don't know why. So I write a lot. I end up writing a lot about that because I don't personally understand why I can't. People are always like, I remember this and this and that. I'm like, I don't remember any of that.
Really?
I had one person one time on Facebook.
Was that because you went to college in Boulder, or
No, I went to college at Western Michigan University.
Okay. But I think college burned a lot of my I don't know algebra at all.
Oh man, no.
Well.
Yeah, I don't know. I had one guy was talking about something. We used to caddy together. We were friends in grade school. He's my older brother's age, but he on Facebook one day was like, "Do I have to remember everything for you?" And I'm like, "I just seriously don't remember at all.
Yeah.
I don't remember any, just a little bit." So
Yeah.
it's kind of been a theme of mine running through a lot of music is memory and time and memory because I can't seem to remember things that other people seem to remember. So I'm hoping that will be able to maintain the memories of what's going on now when I'm older, but we'll see what happens. So
interesting.
So this one, the pictures I've kept are gray and grainy is kind of the middle of that chorus for this song, and so it's kind of more about memory and my past and what I can remember, and turned into a giant metaphor.
Interesting. Wow.
Sort of.
Cool. Right on. It's TMULE.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to say your real name. I'm just going to say TMULE now.
And I did want to say this song, Justin Roth. I don't know if you know him. Yeah, he was the producer of this album.
Okay.
And we were trying to figure out instrumentation, and he pulled out the cajon for it. For those of you who don't know what a cajon is, it's a box that you sit on that is a drum, and they're awesome. And they can sound like a snare drum, a bass drum. There are all kinds of crazy cajones out there. And so he pulled out his. We're like, let's give this a try. And so he kind of laid down a rhythm for it on some of the demo tracks, and came up with an awesome triple or quadruple beat, like a quadruple beat, in the chorus that really drives the song.
Yeah.
And it, like I said earlier, the house is the only one with a full drum kit on it, but this one has the cajon, and it's nice full drum sound. But Justin did an amazing job with everything, and so the song, he really got it into a nice groove with his drum beat. So
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Once again, it is TMULE. This comes off his Wordless Lullabies disc, and this is called Edges. Take it away.
All right.
Never forgave the man who fed the fires burning through the forest, all but abandoned. Take what you can carry in this quiet call to arms. What are the options? The flames are moving faster and coming toward us. Though it comes and goes, it's passed from hand to hand. And I know my edges are uneven. Pictures I've kept are gray and grainy. Know that the carpet is worn from facing. Gather the instruments and work my way through all the weights and measures. Metal and glass cannot contain the heat that radiates the past. Reaches its boiling point, evaporates, finds its way to heaven. It's down with a vengeance, tearing all the life from its path. And I know my edges are uneven. Pictures I've kept are gray and grainy. Know that the carpet is worn from pacing. Pictures I've kept are gray and grainy. I know my edges are uneven. Pictures I've kept are gray and grainy. Know that the carpet is worn from pacing. Pictures I've kept are gray and grainy. I know my edges are uneven.
Yeah. TMULE, everybody. TMULE. Does anybody call you TMULE? Like, I mean, do they call you Sean or TMULE? Do they still call you TMULE, or is that just like the one guy that called you that?
No, there's a lot of people that call me T-Mule or Mule.
I'm not going to call you Sean next time I see you. It's not happening.
Yeah, a lot of people still call me T-Mule, or just Mule. Some
Yeah.
people call me just Mule, but yeah, there is a lot of people that called me T-Mule for a long time.
Cool. It's a good name. I like
Yeah,
it.
and a lot of people call me Sean because some people are like, "Why are you writing a CD under the name T-Mule?" And it's just because they didn't know me. They haven't known me, for when did I get the nickname? Like 17, 18 years ago.
Yeah.
So.
They didn't get to hang out
Yeah.
with you for 30 minutes and talk about it and
Exactly.
things like that. Cool. Once again, it is TMULE, Studio 94.9. Before we wrap it up here, tell me what's next for TMULE for you and for Longest Day of the Year as well.
Oh, so I've got, let's see, I wrote it down because I knew I'd forget. I've got some solo shows coming up, And sometimes I do have like a drummer with me or a violin player or somebody else. Justin played for my first CD release over in Fort Collins last two Fridays ago. I guess
that was very recent. Yeah.
Yeah. So Justin Roth, who's really great songwriter and produced the album. He played cajon and guitar.
Okay.
For that show, but right now I've got a solo, as far as I know, on June 23rd at Upslope Brewing Company, the Lee Hill one down in Boulder.
Okay, yeah.
The north side of Boulder. And then Surfside 7 in Fort Collins on July 11th. I think it's a Tuesday or Wednesday.
Cool.
And I'm supporting Brian McPherson, who's on the folk punk kind of vibe to it.
Okay.
So he's a folk writer and some politically charged stuff.
Nice.
Here and there, but he fits in with the punk country crowd, I guess, is kind of what it is. So which is kind of like the Surfside 7 vibe, like
totally.
A lot of that kind of stuff, and some harder rock as well. But and then Mike Mitchell is playing, and he's from the Dead. I think it's called Dead Keys. I can't remember. That's a newer band, but yeah, that'll be fun. And then there might possibly be some longest day of the year shows in July, but I'm not 100%.
Okay.
We're looking for some this weekend, but we didn't. I been working so hard on getting this CD out and doing fun things like this. Which thank you, Nate, for having me in today. Probably mailed at 100 CDs, which isn't a ton, but it's a project.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I did a Kickstarter and had all these fancy different things to send. So
you didn't lick all those envelopes, did you?
No. They're all self-licking now.
Good.
They come with their own liquor.
Good.
So I've got that coming up, and I don't know what else, but I think that I have some stuff in like August and September.
All right.
Farther out, but I'm always up in the air as I end up with a lot of last minute shows being solo.
Yeah.
Somebody's looking for somebody. So I might actually have something coming up in June. Oh, I can't remember now. I might have something at Hody, so if you're interested, keep your eyes open.
TMULE on Facebook. TMULE, what's the website?
TMULemusic.com.
Boom.
And Facebook, you can Google TMULE. There are two TMULEs. One has a hyphen in it, and they're like a heavy metal band, I believe.
Okay.
So I don't know where I gotta get a hold of them and see where they got their name from.
What's their story?
But sometimes people tag the wrong TMULE, and they always like it. So they must think it's pretty funny, I guess, if they're not complaining about it.
Right. There's actually a Radio 94.9 in Guatemala that sometimes we get Guatemalan people.
Oh yeah,
sending us Spanish messages. Like,
don't know what's going on. Yeah, I work at Louisville Public Library.
Okay.
And so people are always emailing us and calling for Louisville.
Yeah.
And we're like, we're not close enough to you. I don't think people will be like, I'm looking at the train tracks. Where are you? And we're like, 500 miles away.
Yeah.
But
other side of the country.
Yeah, TMULE on Facebook, TMULE Music. Yeah, the music's streaming online. You can purchase it there too. So
cool. Well, right on, man. Just can't thank you enough for coming in, sharing your music, sharing your stories.
Thanks for having a local show. That's really cool. And I didn't hear about it till more recently. So
really?
When you contacted me, and so I've been trying to get to it every Sunday.
Cool.
Sometimes I'm getting out of work, so I miss it.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I've heard a handful now, and I really appreciate it. And there's been some really great conversations and some great music. So
cool.
Local music community, thanks you.
Well,
through me.
Yeah. And thank you too, man.
Yeah.